So my name is Nick Chen. I'm the Business Development Manager and Director at Jamaican Macaroni Limited. So we manufacture pasta and macaroni and cheese products. Our house brand is Marco Polo, which is sold in Jamaica and also a large brand for export. We also do a lot of private label manufacturing for a lot of Jamaican brands and brands for export as well. So a few years ago, we recognized that our JPS bill was very high. As you know, the cost of energy in Jamaica is much higher compared to other competing countries and manufacturers in the Caribbean who manufacture pasta. So we looked at it and we figured that an alternative energy source would be correct based on our capacity. So solar is the one that came to mind first, given that many manufacturers in Jamaica had them, and it was a relatively low-cost way of getting our energy costs down. So about 3 years ago, we decided to implement the solar strategy, is what we call it here, and we ultimately led to meeting you and the JIRA team and installing our equipment in 2022. So I would say the cost was the first challenge, in meaning that we had an idea of the cost of what it would cost, but scaling that solar system to our size was very important. So one of the things we first had to do was determine what capacity solar system we needed in order to get the right output from our, for our production. Now, it was important to get JBS data and speak to our consultants and so on to get an idea of the size. And that honestly for us was the most difficult part, because we had to figure out, is it enough for us? We also had to think about our future plans, installing more machinery, etc. Will it cover enough capacity to meet those demands? So I would say the cost of the initial, setup of the solar system, and then getting the information to get the right size was the biggest challenge for us in the first 6 months of the project, prior to us, meeting the JIRA team and CADMOS and USAID. So for us, it was important to have an independent body assess the quotation that we had from our suppliers. We had at least 3 businesses quote for our system, one of which in particular was very attractive. So what we had to do was make sure that what we were quoted is correct in terms of the capacity, the cost, and also the mechanics of the engineering behind the solar system, where to install the inverters, the transformer, how the panels are installed. That was very important for us. And because the quotations were so different, we had to evaluate why they were different. So is it that some panels are coming from China versus Europe or the US? What are the quality of those panels? Are they missing something? Is there something in the electrical engineering and installation that was missed that we need? Those things were very important to us because, again, it's a very large investment, and over time it's supposed to last 20 years, so we want to make the investment count. So that independent advice that we got was very important to making sure that we're comfortable making the decision with the supplier and vendor that we chose for our solar panel system. We've had a 20% reduction in our JPS bill adjusted for fuel prices. So that's been a major help for us in terms of cost savings and also our ability to become more competitive, especially in our export market, which is where Marco Polo is sold the most. In addition to that 20% of savings on the JPS bill, we've also seen a reduction in the general power usage during the daytime. Of course, we run 24/7, so solar panels don't work at night. But in the daytime, the reduction of the power drawn from JPS is about 50% reduced since installation during the daytime at peak periods. I would say definitely spend the time and effort to evaluate that the right system that's proposed to you is correct for your needs. Because every manufacturer or distributor or anybody who requires us solar power, the functions and operations of their business is quite different. So it's not a one-size-fits-all. So definitely get either consultants or electrical engineer to come and help you to size the equipment and also to evaluate what the supplier is giving you to make sure they're not overpowering it and overselling you or underpowering it, and make sure it aligns to your future plans. Because once you install it, it's there for 20 years. The lifespan, so make sure the size includes your current capacity and also what you have for the future as well.